So today we're going to be planting carrots, but with a little bit of a twist. Instead of planting carrots in the ground, or instead of planting carrots in a raised bed, we're going to be planting carrots in wicking tubs. Never done that. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do that, but I don't know any reason why it wouldn't work. So why wicking tubs and why not earth boxes? Earth boxes just are a typical earth box. The regular original earth box is just not deep enough. But earth box has a product that is strictly for root crops, potatoes and stuff like that. That's not something I would want to spend that kind of money on. So instead of having the wicking tubs sit here all winter long just empty like this, I went ahead and pulled the corn out of it. I had some Indian corn in it, some novelty corn. Went ahead and pulled that out, and so I have filled in the little divots and stuff where I pulled the corn out, cut the corn out and pulled it out. I filled that in with potting mix. We're going to put carrots on top. We're going to cover it up and plant carrots in these and let them go all winter long. Instead of sitting here naked all winter long, we're going to start making something and using them during the winter for carrots. So here's what I'm planting. The majority of it will be envy carrot. Al sent me a pretty good package of those. That will plant a lot of carrots. And also I asked him for a couple of more that he would recommend, and he recommended the Bolero and the Purple Elite. That's a pretty neat looking carrot. Kind of anxious to see how that looks and how that grows. I think my grandkids really love that. They eat a lot of carrots, and I think they'll like that. So let's get started and start planting the carrots in wicking tubs. Now, planting carrots is not brain surgery. It's not hard. Just make sure this is pretty level all the way around. I don't have a lot of trash in it, and I'm just going to spread it out. So just think pumpernickels on a roll. That's what I'm going to do here. It's going to be hard for you to see that, probably. But again, just think as if you were looking at pumpernickels on top of a loaf of bread or roll. And I believe we about pumpering that nickel right there. Maybe a couple more on the outer edges. All right, I'll do 2 more. Let me just move the tripod and we'll do 2 more just like this, because I have quite a bit more envy carrot seeds than I do the Bolero and the purple seed. I'm going to plant 3 tubs in the envy, and then I'm going to plant 2 tubs in the Bolero and the whatever that purple one was. I forget the name of it now. But again, pumpernickels on a row. I have, like I told you, I came in here with some potting mix and filled in all the little holes, the divots in the holes where the corn came from. Filled all that in. Got it looking pretty. Need to remove that. That does not say carrots. Remove my tags. By the way, if you're looking for a real good tag, obviously I've used that before for our Tycoon tomato and blue corn. If you're looking for a good tag, old Venetian blinds, the old plastic 1-inch Venetian blind, don't throw them away. They make great markers in the garden. So let's just spread these out. And yes, there's probably still underneath the tops of this potting mix, there's still some corn residue, I'm sure, some roots and residue and stuff. But we're not going to worry about that. That is going to rot. Hopefully, it'll rot within 70 days, because that's how long it takes for these carrots to make. This is a 70-day carrot. One of those over there is a 75. The other one is a 70. So they're all about the same time. And so let's get to covering these up. I'll show you how to do that. And we're just going to dust it. Because the seed is so small, you don't want to cover it real deeply, or you don't want to plant it too deep, so therefore you don't want to cover it with a deep layer of your potting mix. So that's covered up maybe 1/4 inch, something like that. Pretty evenly. So we'll water these in gently, lightly. Don't want to wash the seeds away. They've got a good layer of potting mix on top of them, but you could still wash it away. So I'll do that today. Probably do that tomorrow also. I'll look at it tomorrow, because I'll come in here now, take the disperser off, diffuser off, whatever, and you can't see it, but water's coming out of the hole on the bottom, the little pipe on the bottom of my hybrid tubs. And so that means it was already pretty full. So it's going to wick up, and I'll show you when they start coming up, and you be the judge as to whether or not this is worth doing. But again, it's kind of like, for me, it's kind of like keeping canning jars. Some people have told me it's kind of ridiculous to take canning jars and put stuff in the canning jars like powdered milk, to dry can things, powdered milk, beans, rice, what are some of the other things, oatmeal, cornmeal, things like that. And they've just told me it's just ridiculous. Canning jars are too expensive. Why would you want to waste canning jars like that? And I've tried to explain, it's not wasting canning jars. You are storing canning jars. You're just storing them with things in it, with food. Okay? So I'm going to be storing these wicking tubs outside anyway. I'm not going to empty them. The potting mix in them is good for several years. So if I'm going to store them all winter long, why not store them with food in it? Okay? I'm growing stuff in wicking tubs that I'm going to have anyway all winter long. So let's put them to work all winter long. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. All right. Again, we'll show you. I'll do all of these, and we'll show you when we're done with it. This is planting carrots in wicking tubs. We got her done, and we're gone.